What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel. Time for a kind of surprise request for min-maxing for fun and profit. Also, I may or may not have forgot to release a video and it was uploaded and ready to go, but I didn't release it, so congratulations. We're getting two back-to-back, ostensibly. Anyway, had a request come down for a Damphir Oracle in service to the Dominion of the Black for a BBEG, a big, bad, very evil guy, for a campaign. And as I'm about to say in this video, because I record my midsections before my beginnings now, I'm a huge sucker for things with tentacles and suckers and stuff. So of course we got to build around it. Remember, if you're liking what you're seeing, to like, subscribe, ding the bell. Stay caught up with all your stuff. Remember that Patreon is the #1 way to support this channel. And if you'd like to see the sheet that this is put together on, Patreon's the way to do it. But for now, let's dive in. Okay, so I haven't made it a secret in my entire run in the Pathfinder universe that I really like Eldritch Horror. It's spooky, otherworldly. It by nature is very vague and what the fuck, such that GMs and players alike can essentially flavor it to taste. Any homebrew Pathfinder game I've run front to back has always included great old ones. Sure, there have been some homebrew things in between here and there that did not, of course, but that's home for me. That's where I land. What can I say except I like a wide swath to play with my flavor text. But how do we do this on an Oracle, you ask? Well, my first thought was, of course, to head on over to the Dark Tapestry mystery. But unfortunately, for the realms of a big scary boss monster, and just kind of in general compared to some other ones, it doesn't really do it for me. So instead, we'll reach on over to the time mystery, as time definitely is something we play around with in the mythos just as much. Scariest of all the outer gods, Yog-Sothoth. Yeah, time is right in his portfolio. There's also several great old ones who are resting for all eternity until they wake up and get run over by a boat and die, so that sucks, but we're not worried about that right now. Point is, the time mystery is really good and can be on flavor, so we gotta take it. For our race today, we are locked into the Damphir, which is perfectly fine for two reasons. First and foremost, the Damphir Oracle's favored class bonus, which adds plus 1/2 points of negative energy damage to spells that deal negative energy damage, stacks up real quick. Any favored class that adds plus 1/2, terrifying. It also allows us to go into a very powerful Oracle archetype known as the Dual Cursed Oracle, which gets new bonus spells, new revelations in exchange for choosing 2 curses at the outset, one of which being just a strict debuff that never changes as it gains levels. So of course, it wouldn't be a min-maxing video if we weren't being cheesy. Lich and Vampiric are 2 curses today. We'll let Vampiric progress over Lich because I think Vampiric Touch is really strong for the touch someone, hurt them real bad vibes we'll be doing. And since both curses are exactly the same, that is to say, you heal from negative energy and take damage from positive energy as if you were undead. Well, for a Damphir, you've already accepted that you're going to do that, so there's literally no downside. Take that, curse, haha. For our traits, grab reactionary for sure. Second, we will grab focused mind, which gives you a +2 trait bonus to concentration checks. This will help those of you who want to play this thing in low level play cast inflict spells up in their dome. For our ability scores, charisma, the most important thing, followed by dexterity, our ability to dodge, touch, have good spells, and again, exactly what the vanilla Damphir is feeding in. Con next. You're going to want a little bit of con and whiz, both for your fortitude and will saves, as well as to buy off the con debuff that the Damphir has. You don't need intelligence, you don't need strength, you need only the love of Eldritch Horrors. Now, on to our feats, shall we? Out the gate, assuming you have a charisma of 13 at level 1, we will choose the Taldor variant of Noble Scion, which I'm assuming we're gonna reflavor, unless maybe the NPC in question is from Taldor. We'll choose Karthus, the family of distinguished military veterans, so we can add our Cha instead of our Dex to initiative. This might only buy us like a +1 or a +2, but the Time Oracle doesn't really get a lot of those vibes in-house, and there's not a great way to get revelations from other mysteries without third-party stuff. And so here we are. At level 3, we will take Extra Revelation, our favoriteest of all feats, for Erase from Time, which I'm going to talk about now because it's just ludicrously good. Make a touch attack, which we love doing, doubly so if we've held the charge on an inflict spell and then tag them with this and get real cheatsy with it. You can remove a creature from time altogether. It's a fortitude save, or they vanish completely for a number of rounds equal to half your oracle level, minimum of 1 round. No magic or divinations can detect the creature during this time, as it exists outside of time and space. In effect, the creature ceases to exist for the duration. At the end of the duration, the creature reappears unharmed in the space it last occupied, or nearest possible if now there's like a dude standing there. You can do this once per day plus 1 additional time per day once we tick over to 11th. This is goddamn powerful. Even at level 3, I walk up to who has a low fort save, say the rogue or the wizard or something, tag them with this. Now that person is gone. It's just a flat skip a turn. Not save at the end of the round to fix it. That scales up really, really hard. Use with caution if this is your boss monster, because in high level play, you might be removing someone from the combat for like 9 turns. Imagine now, if you will, 9 turns without the party's control wizard around. You have that time to set the battlefield up. God forbid you somehow stick this on the barbarian. Now there's no one to smash for a little while, giving you and the rest of the squad enough time to just set up. It's real mean. And at level 5, we will grab combat casting for a further +4. You knew you'd see it on concentration checks made to cast inflict, at this point I think, moderate wounds in someone's face without getting hurt for it or, harmed at high level play. Next, skill focus. Any knowledge, doesn't matter which. If you're the player for this behemoth, take the one you're rolling the most. If you are the boss monster, just hand wave it. Really, we're just looking for good old Eldritch heritage. Choosing the arcane bloodline means we must have skill focus and a knowledge check. We'll select one sorcerer bloodline and gain the first level bloodline power for the selected bloodline. We're choosing the arcane bloodline, which means we will get a familiar with a sorcerer level equal to your character level -2, or by 7th level, a protector familiar who has a free shield other, meaning as long as you have that wand of cure light wounds hanging out. When you take damage, you split that damage between you and the little one, who can also use a reaction to bodyguard for you, keeping you more defensive, letting your HP go for double, and then just Wand of Cure Light the thing after. Or bonus points, as I've been doing in Rapanathuk. Have a life oracle in your near vicinity whose life linked the pair of you, making you heckin' durable. Next, we'll grab Abundant Revelation, so we can have 1 extra use per day of, in our case, Erase from Time, followed by Fortune, then Rewind Time, then Speed or Slow Time. Man, we've hit really all of the big revelation things here, haven't we? Get to those just in a moment. Improved initiative last, because if you've got this far, you're already a god amongst mortals at the behest of an immortal being out of space and time. So yeah, why not have a +4 to initiative? Get those 9th level spells flying through the air faster than anything else is. As for our revelations, at first level, we'll take Misfortune as immediate action. You can force a creature within 30 feet to re-roll any 1d20 it has just made before the results of the roll are revealed. The creature must take that result even if it's worse than the original roll. I love how that's worded also. You see Fortune and Misfortune and everyone's getting that knee-jerk, witches are bad, no. But that's literally just like the barbarian in your party swings, rolls a natural 2 before the results are revealed. You say Misfortune, they re-roll, they must take it even if it's worse. You can't target them again for a day, that's fine. It's essentially Hero Point the ability, flavored as, that low-level fighter just accidentally tripped and actually fell out of time and directly into the blade of the barbarian's Rancer. I guess, why not? Oops, thanks Yog-Sothoth. We'll next grab Temporal Celerity at level 3, right alongside Erase from Time at Extra Revelation. So that way we can, whenever we're rolling for initiative, roll twice and take either result. Not advantage, not disadvantage, just choose where in that moment in time you want to be. It's real good. At 7th, this will allow us to always act in the surprise round, but if you don't notice the ambush, you'll always act last. And at 11th level, you're rolling 3 times for initiative and using whichever one you'd like, which is gross. and vary on flavor, right? Do you want to be here, here, or here? Very first, the combat has started and there's someone who's going to be flat-footed right in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and inflict critical wounds directly to your forehead. Bonus points if you cast it quick and hold the charge, then tag them with a supernatural touch attack, which should, with the rules for holding the charge on a spell, send them yeeting into a world of pain and come back a few rounds later. Or would you rather go in the middle after everyone else has had some setup time? Or would you rather go last because you're feeling lazy this timeline? Your call. Next up, speed or slow time. As a standard action, you can haste or slow your call once per day, plus 1 additional time per day at 12th and 17th, and more with abundant revelations. Versatility, thy name is Yog-Sothoth. Do I want to stagger the board, or has my wizard friend hasted everyone, so now I'll stagger the board, or has my wizard friend staggered the board, and so rather I will haste the marshals. Time hop next, way down there. As a move action, you can teleport up to 10 feet per oracle level that you possess per day. By the time we get this, that's 110 feet worth of dimensional hoppities. You have to use this in 5-foot increments. It does not provoke ad-ops. You need line of sight. You can bring other willing creatures, but you expend equal distance. I GM'd for this literal build, more or less, for a little while in a home game. And so many force fields on ships that were stuck on frozen islands, circumvented by just the time oracle time hops forward. Hella good shit. Time sight just straight up grabs us true seeing, which then eventually evolves into moment of prescience for a number of minutes per day equal to your oracle level. You can use an effect to give you an insight bonus equal to your caster level, a max of 25 on any single attack roll, combat maneuver, opposed ability or skill check or save, or put it to your AC against a single attack for no action. And then later on, as if that wasn't enough, you get foresight. Not quite as good as 5 sight, but it beats the hell out of 3 sight. It also means you are never surprised, never flat-footed, a +2 insight bonus to AC and reflex saves, which is lost whenever you would lose your dex to AC, which is kind of just the rich getting richer. Then next, rewind time once per day is an immediate action. You can reroll any d20 that you've just made before the results are revealed. Gotta take the results even if it's worse, so a hero point that only targets you. Man, in my games, a Time Oracle would be just busted because you're just handing out hero points and already have hero points. Good lord. Good lord. Then lastly, Aging Touch. By the time we've grabbed this, we're level 18, which means we'll, as a melee touch attack, do 9 points of strength damage, or 18d6 points of damage to objects or constructs, or sunder someone's weapon. You could abundant rev this. This is just kind of icing on the cake to why not? If they're coming at you and they're strength based, make that not be a thing. Really, truly, this is one of the most scary things I've ever seen at the table and has battlefield control all over it for that optimized party. I didn't know that word before I really started making that build. Follow this card right up here. Hooray. But that's what that is. You're not hold person into coup de grace, but you're get off the board for 9 rounds. God, you could even just walk up to a friend, touch them if they're stuck in a very bad save or suck that they can't get out of for a few rounds, and just come back in a minute. Tag, away they go. For our magic items and spells and things, first, as many rune stones of power as you can get for extra spell slots. Truly, that's what I think the casters should be spending their money on the most. Other than, of course, your big 6. Don't know what that is? Here's a card, my friends. Follow it. Spells are how we do damage. If this is just extra spell slots for the inflict spells and eventually harm, then it's value. Which I guess we can talk about now, huh? So the inflict spells, of course, work the same way as the cure spells. That is to say, make a touch attack, d8s plus caster level are applied such that, in our case, the undead or us are healed or the living are hurt. Tear somebody apart with these, especially with that huge favored class buff that the Dhampir gets. If you started with 20 Cha, that comes down to 1d8 plus 6 at level 2, continuing to stack up. You see where this is going. Harm, of course, coming down at a level 6 spell for us, just does flat 10 points of damage per caster level to a max of 150 at 15th. They save for half. Harm can never take someone below 1 HP. Wow, really? That I've screwed up a lot. I've definitely let people Thanos snap things with Harm before. Oopsie. Next, the Soothsayer's Raiment. It's +1 chainmail, which eventually you'll want to, cheese around in the way of your choosing to get a little more dex out of. Mithril comes to mind. Anywho, they are attuned to a particular oracle mystery. It contains a revelation associated with that mystery. Hey, it's time. While wearing the armor, an oracle has access to that revelation and may use it as if they had it as a normal class feature, or you can get, say, a soothsayer's raiment with erase from time on it to let you erase from time one more time per day. We're going to do the same thing with Rings of Revelation. I Googled a lot. I asked a lot of my friends, can I just grab 1 billion of these and get 1 billion erase from times? Or is this like casting haste on yourself several times? I think we've landed in a very gray area. And obviously, lastly, Meta Magic Rod's very helpful. Quicken spell, empower spell, maximize spell if you're really vibing with the inflict spells. Really, those are the big 3 IMO. For even more shenanigans, let's look at the spells we should be taking on top of the AoE spells. First up, grabbing it from being dual cursed, Ill Omen. It's an enchantment compulsion with the cursed and mind-affecting tags. Its range is close. It targets 1 creature at rounds per level or until discharged, but there's no save. The next time your target rolls a d20, it must roll twice and take the least favorable result. For every 5 caster levels you have, this will stack onto more d20 rolls. But you can't cackle ad infinite, so better than witch, more balanced. If a target can speak and has at least 1 free hand, and who knows what spell you've cast, they can negate 1 reroll by spending a move action. A lot of things at low level play just aren't going to have that, though. I remember in my Iron Fang invasion run, the War Priest who had this from, I forget what shenanigans he used, stuck it on a Chimera who just had no clue what had happened to him, and it caused him to die. Next, Debilitating Portent. 4th level spell for us at medium range, enchantment compulsion with the mind effecty. It targets 1 creature at rounds per level, no save again. Each time the spell's subject makes an attack or casts a spell, they must succeed at a will save equal to Den plus half the caster level plus Cha for us. If it fails, it deals half damage with whatever it's doing. It's a weird reversed shield other that we can dismiss as an immediate action when a target confirms a crit. Doing so will negate that crit and cause the hit to do half damage. Spell's real strong. High damaging monsters or classes that are coming at you get turned off really hard, doubly so if they're now doing half, and then that's split half between us and a protector familiar, us and maybe we don't take shield other, but someone behind us who did, so on and so forth. Cutting the damage around that much makes damage in the rocket tag meta that Pathfinder is a lot easier to manage. Last but not least, my favorite spell in the world, 3rd level spell for us, it's Stone Shape. Cost a standard action, we need Soft Clay at touch range, targeting stone or stone object touched, up to 10 cubic feet plus 1 cubic feet per level, which eventually is a shitload. This causes you to form any existing piece of stone into any shape that serves your purpose. You can make coffers, crude doors, and things like that, but fine details not possible. There's a 30% chance that the moving pieces don't work, but this is like my favorite utility spell. Are there huge creatures coming at you in a cave? Cast Stone Shape. Lower the ceiling down to 5 feet. Are you in the back row with a bunch of casters who are firing forward? Make a pillbox out of the floor. Is there a wall that you need to breach? Run up to it, tag it with Stone Shape, open this pit up. Is there a building you need to bring down? Tag it with Stone Shape. Play Jenga, and so on and so forth. Though I suppose on this build, we're literally just reflavoring that as time getting timey-wimey wibbly. I don't know, flavor to taste. That's all the time I have for today. What do y'all think? Have we played this? I hope we've played this. It's very terrifying. What's your experience with the mythos in your TTRPGs? Throw it in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Starfinder back again next week. I need to look at the poll again, but I think it's a Solarian. So we're doing weird sun and gravity magic. Till then, we'll see you next time.